Okay, let's talk about the kid who ate that entire chocolate cake in Matilda and where he is now. Because trust me, his story is way more interesting than you'd expect. Hook. Wait, the chubby kid in the oversized sweater who stared down Miss Trunchbull? He's a doctor now. That's not just a career pivot, that's a full-blown life plot twist. Why do we even remember this scene so vividly? I mean, it's one of those moments that's burned into 90s kids' brains, right? But here's the thing, Jimmy Karz didn't just disappear after licking fake chocolate off his shirt for 3 weeks. He straight up ghosted Hollywood to become, or a medical professional. And that, to me, is way more fascinating than any childhood fame arc. Context setup. Let's unpack this. First off, why do we even care about child stars' lives decades later? There's this weird obsession with tracking them down, like we're solving a mystery or something. But Jimmy's story isn't about redemption or tragedy, it's about choice. He chose to walk away from the spotlight and into a lab coat. That's not just unusual, it's almost rebellious. Think about it. How many kids, after tasting even a crumb of fame, would say, "Nah, I'm good," and go study biochemistry? Main breakdown. Now, let's get into the cake scene itself. The article says it took 3 weeks to film. Imagine being 12, covered in fake chocolate, repeating the same messy bites while adults yell "cut" every 5 minutes. Jimmy said he hated the smell of chocolate afterward. But here's what I find wild. That single scene defined his public image for decades. People still yell "eat the cake" at him, right? But he didn't let that define his entire life. That's the real flex. Most child actors get trapped in nostalgia loops, doing conventions or reality TV, but Jimmy? He went full Mr. Holland's Opus but with a stethoscope. Commentary. And let's talk about his post-Hollywood journey. He worked at a community garden teaching low-income folks to grow food. That's not just a finding yourself detour, it's a total worldview shift. Volunteering in gardens led him to medicine. That's the kind of organic, non-linear path we don't hear enough about. Society keeps telling kids to follow their passion, but Jimmy's passion changed. He didn't stick to acting because it was expected. He found a new way to serve people. Which raises a question. Why do we assume talent in one field should lock you into a single identity? Analysis. Also, can we appreciate the irony? Bruce Bogtrotter was the gluttonous villain archetype, right? And here's Jimmy, the real-life guy, choosing a career focused on health and science. Like, did he study osteopathy just to cure Miss Trunchbull's fictional iron deficiency? Speculation, but deeper than that, this story taps into something bigger, the pressure to stay famous. We live in an era where influencers beg for clout, yet Jimmy rejected that. He prioritized purpose over permanence in pop culture. What if more celebrities did that? What if fame was a stepping stone, not a finish line? Broader perspective. Now, I'm not saying every child star should become a doctor. But Jimmy's arc challenges the narrative that leaving the spotlight is a failure. It's a reminder that reinvention isn't just possible, it's healthy. And honestly, maybe we should stop romanticizing the "where are they now" drama. Not everyone's life is a cautionary tale. Sometimes, people just grow up and choose something new. Closing thought. So here's my takeaway. Next time you binge Matilda, don't just laugh at Bruce's exaggerated grimaces. Raise a glass to Jimmy, the guy who proved that a 12-year-old chocolate-stained kid can grow up to save lives. And hey, if you're watching this and thinking, "Man, I hate my job," maybe ask yourself, would you risk everything to pivot like this? Because Jimmy did. And that's way more inspiring than any movie scene.